about that whatsoever, but now everyone's mad at you. So,
story of my life.
actually, I mean, I don't know. I think that, and I know you said that jokingly, but I want to say that, for better or for worse, there are certainly bands that we all look up to, and many of us in this room idolize, and but those bands, kind of the top tier bands, the bands that are legends like Metallica and Guns N' Roses and these other bands, there's certainly the level of respect and that they influenced all of us in many ways. But I know that there's kind of this knee-jerk reaction that people have that when someone compares a younger band, say Pierce the Veil, to an older band or saying that they're better, people will immediately squash that and go, oh no, there's no way. But to someone, Pierce the Veil is better than Metallica, and that's a valid feeling. So I want you guys to support the music, particularly the younger people in here. Support the music of your generation. You don't necessarily have to not support the things that you love because you know that something else is more accepted socially. I am not going out on a limb and saying that one band is better than Metallica. Metallica is one of the greatest bands of all time, one of my favorite bands. But I think it's important that you guys do appreciate the things that are your bands, that you have. Not your bands that you learned about, but the bands that you found directly and the things that you appreciate in your life. Because those are the bands that you get to grow with for the rest of your life, and hopefully they'll be around forever with you. So, this is one.
And you know, the guys at Metallica would certainly agree with you as they've taken out Avenged Sevenfold, Mastodon, you know, a lot of bands of you know, successive generations. They've always shown the spotlight.
Joe, what do you think about that?
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I mean, I totally agree with everything you just said.
When James Hetfield broke his arm skateboarding and John Marshall filled in on guitar, what were your thoughts on that?
Who?
So you guys are going to be on Warped Tour this summer, and much like Pierce the Veil, you've expressed that it's almost weird not being on Warped, but it tends to be you're making a record if you're not on Warped Tour, and if you're not making a record, you're on Warped Tour. So it's got to be a homecoming of sorts, right? It's a lot of bands you've been out with before, and
yeah, I mean, I think at this point, and we also the thing about Warped Tour is that there's certainly it's a grueling tour. As fun as it is and as great as it is, it's a grueling tour for bands. You know, it's 1,000,000 degrees every single day. You wake up very early, you don't know what time you're going to play. But once you've done it a couple times, it sort of just feels like going home. And so for us, we're really excited about this summer because, you know, we've done it a few times in the past, and I think this is going to be our best Warped Tour we've ever had. Hopefully we're trying to bring production to the Warped Tour
yeah,
stage.
you can't necessarily do that.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
You guys will find out at the Pomona or Ventura shows if we made this happen. We're trying to mess with, because there's only so much you can do with a stage that is ostensibly a truck, right? That's just a fold-out truck. So, but we're trying to bring our own version of something to the Warped Tour stage. And so far, all of our blueprints have been approved by Kevin Lyman. So, hopefully, but it might all fall apart. We'll see. Pomona will be the one to see. We'll see.
And, you know, a couple of years ago, I don't think Kevin approved of your attempt to break the Guinness World Record for the most smashed guitars.
Yes, but Ashley made a coffee table out of the stage that we broke, so.
You break it, you buy it. Like,
yeah, he's got a coffee table in his house. It's like a picture of him smashing a bass on the broken. It's very meta.
Very meta. And what happens when you're putting your coffee on there? Then it's just like.
I don't really go to his house to pour my coffee. I just do it at my house.
He does go to Kevin Lyman's house. Don't let him sound like he's not cool. Jake, what are your thoughts on Warped Tour production